This episode was recorded somewhere in December 2022, November 2022. I don't remember anymore because my life has been chaos since then. I'm currently recording this intro from the beautiful city of Istanbul because I got deported from Budapest, which is another deportals to Terra. That's what happens when you get deported. This is another episode. I'm going to do some Istanbul episodes. I'm going to talk about that, but I'm going to be in Istanbul for a while at least. And but in this episode, I sit down with series regular and one of my best friends, Anna from Ukraine, and we talk mental health and we talk. It's not your typical Porous to Terra episode. We're not like it's not a riffing improv comedy thing like we did with Tausif. It's more real, which I think was needed, which I think is, is how we were feeling at the times. And I think we all go through stuff, and I think these are maybe hard times globally. I feel like that. I don't know. And also special thanks to Andrash and Midside Lab Studios who did the audio of this episode. They've been really generous. This sounds so awesome. Like seriously, the audio quality of this episode is way better than this content. So thank you so much, Andrash. This is Portals to Terra. Prepare your brains to get far. Take that moment.
I heard that you settled down, that you found a girl and you married now.
All of this will be in.
Yes.
This will be. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Portals to Terra. Now, oh my God, when we put this, boom. There's a difference about this episode as opposed to other episodes. Is it less crazy? No, it's even more crazy. But what is the difference? Difference is we have professional shit going on here. Thanks to Andrash, who is doing who said we can do it over here at his place, and he has crazy gear. It looks like straight out of Stanley Kubrick movie, like some AI from Space Odyssey, some shit. So this is thanks to Andrej. This is a blessing. We've never had a more professional portals. You know, to all people out there, including Sid and all those people who's been shitting on me about my quality. It's beautiful. Fuck you. But what's today? Today we have a very special guest who is the first recurring guest on Portals to Terra. No one's been here twice. Like in the green room the other day, Noe was saying, "When can I be on the Portals to Terra?" I said, "Noe, my situations are. I'm gonna speak in quotes throughout the episodes, but you guys who follow my page, you know what's up. Situations not been well." So I didn't feel like doing episodes because then I have to get with comics and be like goofy and try to riff, and I don't like, I can't riff and not talk about what I want to talk about. But I thought that our next guest brought up the topic of mental health mainly, but Taylor Swift and all that as well. But this is mostly a mental health episode. It doesn't have to be, but you said that it should be. So that is what it is, and I was like, I'm definitely in the mood of doing that. And also it's because it's a special occasion that Anna is here. She, if you've watched the previous episode, she's from Ukraine, which is a country that a lot of you know about these days because of, the Sean Penn visited the country last week, which was probably important enough for the news to cover. And but she's here. We're both going through political trauma of some extent. I can't talk about it. You can. I don't know if you wanna, but that has also put us in a very fucked up mood. So, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Anna, everybody. And we actually have one more people. What's up?
Hello. And this is the best microphone I've ever spoken to, so shout out to Andras.
Honestly, this is so good. This is too good for me. Like the
good for me
quality
either.
of me isn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the quality of us is not as high as the quality
No.
of these microphones.
Like genetically, even my quality
True.
isn't as high
True.
as this microphone. I wish I was this microphone. I would be more useful than the life I'm leading right now.
Well, I don't know what is useful. Let's talk that. What do you determine as useful?
Okay, let's start here. Let's start here. Today's a good day. I woke up and I was like, today's such a beautiful. Because why is it a good day? For a very simple reason of doing simple things, but when you went to me as a 12-year-old and have told me maybe not the exact same thing of like how will my life be, is that okay, you wake up in the morning and you go make coffee. It's just smell of coffee and different tourist people mostly, and just like chatting up with customers. And then you'll go do a podcast and then run to go perform a set. And I was like, this is a cool, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I
this
know
is a
what
cool
you mean. I
day.
have the
Like
same
this
experience.
was kind of my dream as a child. Not in this shitty, because back then I was like, oh, I wish I can go do radio, and then go do whatever. But now we have our own shitty version of it because everybody's doing it the smaller, everybody has their own channel, whatever. So you don't need there is no 1 or 5 TV channels to give you an approval and for you to be on. I mean, we still have them. Shout out to, they followed me recently. So Comedy Central Hungary followed Portal. So shout out to all of them. Please, more publicity for me. But I was like, yeah, this is so cool. But what is it that I wanted? Like, what is it that can ever make me happy? You know what I mean? Because we
Yes.
keep reaching that point and it's not good, and then shitty things happen, and the world has kind of always been the same. We just see it differently. Like, think about, like, there was World War II. Now we're in this shit, whatever, right? But what doesn't change is that some people are just happy. Some people just suffer. No matter what, in great days and in bad times. In bad times, I'm talking about myself. I can personally justify it because of the event. But the truth with me is that I have been miserable for most days of my life. I get better and better, but I mean that was what the honest opening. I don't know if it was a good.
I just realized maybe 1 month ago that enjoying life is actually a skill.
Mhm.
So it's a deed that you do, and a muscle that you should work on, and you should exercise. Just this, you should get yourself into the mindset of, okay, today I'm gonna enjoy this cup of coffee. Today I'm gonna enjoy this walk, because frankly, after this last year, I feel like there is no time left. There is no time left. It's as good as it can be, and it will
Yeah.
only get worse from this. And that's why it's very important, the stuff that you're talking about. I remember before the war, when it was clear that a war will happen, I was having a bath every day. Like, I would have this, bath, candles, lo-fi hip hop, and reading a book in the bath, this stuff, because it was clear that it will not last for a long time.
Now you just shower.
Now I just have long showers, because like at this moment at home there is no water, for
Yeah.
example, because we have massive blackouts, and then the water system, it depends on the energy system. So these small things, this is like the most cliche thing to say, but they now have weight, and everything that reminds you that normal, calm life exists doubled its value, or tripled, or quadrupled.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, sorry, unprofessional behavior. I forgot technical stuff. This is what it is. This is Portal.
I'm really
it's
happy
still Portal.
that you cut into my cheesy talking, because that's not what I wanted to do. Anyways.
No, the thing is, at least I was thinking, because I can't say my opinion about certain things, but I can say my opinion about your side of the story. Can I?
Yeah.
We're the healthy ones for knowing we're fucked up. And that motherfucker is just invading countries right now. So many of them. There's a lot of them, him, Putin, Xi Jinping. Like, all I'm fucking advancing. Why? What's going on in their head? Like, what kind of mommy? What porn does Putin watch? Have you ever thought about that? What will make him come?
I don't know, but once I searched for Putin on Pornhub, and it gave to me the video called Putin speaking Russian for 3 minutes. No, Putin speaking English for 3 minutes straight. And it's a video of Putin speaking English, and somebody is jerking off to it.
Why did you Google it to begin with?
I was in a phase of searching for fucked up thing and researching how fucked up some people are. So I was searching for Putin, I was searching for Pikachu.
But in Pornhub? Oh, to see like
Pornhub,
if there's any Putin porn.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a video of chips, and then somebody was crushing the chips with their feet. And
oh yeah, I've stumbled upon those. Some HBO's next season of House of Dragons, if you're looking for ideas of how to fill a scene, because the story is 30 pages, but you need 4 seasons of food fetish.
Yeah, they already had Starbucks. They could as well have some chips.
Yeah. No, but really, what like I was really thinking if Putin or if any of them had this like self-awareness of us, we wouldn't then have to be so sick and everything would be healthier. But just because one person's, let's say, mom didn't like him back in, I don't know, he was born in USSR or during the Romanovs. I don't know how old he is, but then, and then more trauma and then more trauma and more trauma. And now I got to work on myself, and it's amazing. But how big, it's like when they tell us you should recycle your fucking plastic while they're dumping, like we have this, it's the same thing. And like, as long as there's huge trauma transfers happening in the world and in history, why the fuck does it matter if I go to therapy? How much have you read Watchmen, Alan Moore?
No.
Oh, you should. But there is a chapter where one of the... Andres, have you? Yeah. Yeah, there's a chapter where Rorschach goes to the therapist. No spoilers, but yeah, people should... Yeah, people should check that out. It speaks my... It's basically, in the end of it, the therapist goes crazy and he goes, that's like fight.
Yeah, that's why therapists go to therapy. Like, it's required. They cannot, they are obliged to go to therapy, all of them, to therapy and supervision.
And in a way, they were saying, this was not what we were supposed to, not the message of this show. But what I'm saying is, in a way, it's also suppressing, because I see, like, let's say in a fictional country where there's oppression, and in that fictional country, if people like protest, it's because they're angry. Like, let's say if they're all on fucking Prozac and whatever, and they're all like, again, like for a lot of people, certain people, including me, medicine can be very good, whatever. But I believe that to some extent, just suppressing how we should be feeling about things is also a part of, like, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's good. It's good to, like Rage Against the Machine says, anger is a gift. Sometimes it's good to not feel okay, because then you will act up against it. I'm talking about in political situations, because we're intersecting politics and trauma. But I think at this point in our lives, they're very much connected. So I don't know.
They are, and honestly, you're one of the people I can really talk about it among my friends abroad, because. I've been feeling like we've been existing in different realities with all of my friends who are not Ukrainians, and somehow we have this collective trauma with all of Ukrainians, and it makes us feel connected. That's why, for example, I'm not leaving Ukraine at the moment, so I live there, and I choose to live there because sorry, I had a lot of club mate. Because emotionally it's much easier to be there and being surrounded by people who go through the same trauma than staying here abroad with people who feel sorry for the situation. Because I'm not saying this, I had a lot of sympathy and a lot of support from my friends abroad, but given that they just don't have the neural pathways of the things that are going on, they will never fully understand. So it's emotionally comforting to be in Ukraine where it's dangerous to be. It's not dangerous in my city though. It's really unpleasant because we have sirens, because we have electricity shortages, sometimes no water. But still, it's better there because of these things.
Can I get into, because we've had this conversation a lot, like why do you want to stay there? Why don't you escape?
I gave you the main reason. It's emotionally, it will be twice as bad to move to a new place, to be surrounded by new people, having to go through the same challenges that because immigration is a huge stress. Immigration, I don't know who told this to me, but immigration is a trauma, and on the scale of traumas, it stands somewhere next to breakup and death of a close one.
I've gone through all of them. Bro,
Yeah.
I'm tough.
You
I've
win.
been even through worse, man. I can top those three. But no, but you don't die when you immigrate. Here's the thing.
No.
Like, there's no threat of death. So so you would say that you would rather not give up that freedom, that unity that you have with your people, um, even for like a
It's
life
not
where
only that. It's not only that, of course. Second reason, which might sound childish and really immature, but I don't want Putin to decide when I should move places. I want it to be solely my decision.
it's not actually it's the most honorable thing, because I mean, I left my hometown because I'm a fucking pussy. I'm telling you, because I love my life. It's not just that. It's like I love my life more than anything, and my comfort and me having a good life. I love that more than the concept of country. I love that more than. That doesn't mean I don't have feelings. I don't do what I can, but I will not jeopardize my life for that. And I think another difference is when I left the country, and even now, eventually there is enough mental health in the society that it is unhealthy for me to live there. Like, like, I'm being honest. I've been honest about this. I'm not proud of this. This is, please don't judge who I am now for this. But it was like going to men's school in Iran will eventually make you get into fights. Like, I was such a nerdy, peaceful kid. At some point, not anymore, And when people are so angry that they can snap at any moment, and rightfully so, like rightfully so, you gotta see that shit, especially in Tehran, a city of how many fucking millions? I don't know, 12 fucking 13 millions now, 15. It's crazy. Like, you go through the subway, 2 stations, you want to fucking kill everybody. So when you live in that society and it's nobody's fault. Like, it's not the people, because I know they're amazing people, but it's just, and I know because I've seen the same thing in me, the anger, the trauma, whatever. And then I've encountered most of the Iranians abroad. You can see how long they've not been abroad. Like, you see someone super calm, talks with this. And I'm like, how many years? 15 years. You see someone who's just literally like, but why did you do that? I don't know. I don't know. Like, the rhythm is different. And then you're like, how long have you been here? And 1 year. And so I know that. And for that, I cannot sometimes separate, like I do have the feeling of like, oh, with my people, they understand me exactly, whatever. But at the end of the day, who are my people? My people end up being a couple of people. like from wherever, like you or the other friend of mine. And it's not just that understanding, it's also we're not even within our, I think I, within my own country, was in the fringes of my own society, our own community of artsy weirdos, fucking entertainment, whatever. You know, so even back before, whenever in a normalist of my country's society, I didn't belong there. But now, why should some? I more wanna be alive so I can go visit my friends and
Just
family.
for the record, not you know, not to lie about me being tough. I really do live in the safest place in Ukraine. So it's like 10 kilometers from a European border. There were no missiles there. If I need to escape the country, I can do this in, I don't know what, 2-3 hours. So I am not tough, but I also have this little fear that the things will escalate and I might lose my home at some point. I might lose, like, physically the house that I live in and stuff like that. I might lose my childhood city. I might lose my memories and all of those stuff because I have friends who went through this. I have friends who go to Google Maps and then Google Earth and then look at the house they grew up in because they just physically cannot come there. And this is horrible.
I've done that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, before I leave Iran, I went to the house where I was born in. Is my grandmother's house, and we've sold it to a bunch of people whom we didn't like, and so I broke into. It's a different country, so they cannot prosecute me. The house have been demolished. I broke into the house. I can't believe, in broad daylight, 2 a.m., like next to the street. I jump in and I go, like, just visit. And I have a plan, like, if I get caught, I'll be like, there is this, like, the kitchen's there, whatever, so they know whatever. But yeah, this sentimental stuff, it's not like I don't have them. I do have them. It's just,
I'm just saying
it's
that
just a practical obsession with how good life can be. Like if I can just move on from that, like, let's say if I can move on from there, I can find another one elsewhere in another country
no,
with
I'm
some
just
other.
saying that I still have these things. So I still have a home and I still have my childhood city, which is untouched. And I have this fear that I might lose it at some point. So I just want to prolong this period of time when I still can enjoy it,
I
still
see.
can enjoy, being a homeowner. Or
But if shit goes down, you think you would get out?
if I'm not sure, because before the war, like I thought that the moment it happens, I pack my family, I pack everybody, and I just leave. It didn't happen, and also all of my friends who I talked to, all of my family members who I talked to, they were before the war. They were like, "Yeah, if something starts, we just pack our shit and leave immediately," and it didn't happen. I almost don't. The only people I know who are not in Ukraine right now are the people who were not in Ukraine before the war either.
Yeah.
It's not easy to do, and I know about a lot of people who left. And there is some statistics somewhere, I don't remember where, but it's like 7 or 8 million of people left when the war started, and they're back in Ukraine already.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 1 million stayed out.
Why they're back? They were forced, like, to go back, or
They felt horrible.
mm-hmm.
They felt horrible, they felt guilty that they were not at home. They felt that they will never, immigration is a great stress, so they didn't feel at home, they didn't know what to do with themselves. At some point, a lot of people just came back and they were like, okay, we can adjust to bombings, we can adjust to anything, but,
Yeah.
at least we're on our land and on our soil where everything is familiar, where people are connected and stuff like that.
I don't. But here's the thing with me personally and my own neurodivergencies, is that I just can't. I'm too logical in a. I'm not autistic, but in an autistic-esque way of not really being able to grasp the concept of soil.
It's not the concept of soil. It's just think about practical things. When you're abroad, you have to pay for a flat. You have to buy food. You have to
Don't you have to
make
do
new
that at home?
friends. No, if you have a flat in Ukraine for which you don't have to pay,
You can sell it
it's
and
just
buy a flat
economically.
elsewhere.
Good luck selling a flat in Ukraine
Yeah,
right
but
now.
that's our situation. But I'm saying technically you can make a life elsewhere. I mean, so many people have. Or even don't even make it like I'm even fine being on the road forever.
Well, yeah, but many people are not. And I'm also a type of person who can be, because I've spent a lot of years abroad and I love traveling and it's easy for me, but my family is not. And yeah, I don't want to leave my family.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave my friends. And actually, so this is gonna sound a bit morbid, I think, but do you know what post-traumatic growth is?
Yes, from Whitney Cummings' podcast. But go on.
Cool. So yeah, I experienced this thing, and I see other people experiencing this. So post-traumatic growth is when you experience trauma, and after that you go through some emotional.
You get a boner.
You get a boner. No, you go through emotional and personal development and stuff like that. So your brain is wired to bring the best out of any situation you're in. And I'm not afraid, and a lot of my friends, my family members are not afraid of the war anymore because our brains adjusted, and our hormones adjusted. Our bodies don't produce that much adrenaline anymore. And people just do magical, incredible things, which, like, I started to work in a company, a Ukrainian one, and my colleagues are working from metro because they're hiding from bombs. They're working when there is no electricity.
Wow.
They're finding ways to find electricity. They find Starlinks to have access to the internet. They're not missing, not skipping their deadlines because they're like, fuck that. We're gonna live a normal life no matter what.
That is crazy.
It is.
Taylor
Yeah.
Swift.
Taylor Swift. How jumping to Taylor Swift. No, but I actually enjoy being at home, and again, just because I live in the safest part. I don't know what would happen to me. I don't have experience of missiles and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, fuck. It's not because you have the experience once. No, I mean, I'm not saying it's always like when you're close to. I think to me, I sense the danger way before it's there, because I know when it's there, you don't even want to do anything.
Yeah, some people, that's one of the stress responses, that you don't want to do anything and you just freeze.
No, it's that also you faced with it enough that you want to face it now. Like, let's say in a fictional country where things are, some people who wanted to leave now don't want to leave.
Yeah, and
You
I
know?
can see, because those people paid a huge price to stay there, and they invested into creating this place a better place. So why would they leave? For those people who didn't do shit, who didn't stand up for anything.
Then why would they die for those people?
Well, yeah, also good
You
question.
know, like that's where I'm at, because I'm like, imagine if you lose a loved one to the masses, and what's gonna happen next? Are they gonna vote for another fucking nut job? And then you gotta be like, my loved ones died for them. And this is my point. I never like the masses enough but I get it. I'm torn. I'm just playing devil's advocate because I really don't have an opinion on these. These are emotional stuff. So emotions, you just feel them. And a person like me, day by day, different ones. So I'm not saying this is not a set in stone. I'm just entertaining my emotions. But I don't have any logical answer to what is right.
No, nothing is right. There is no such thing as right and wrong. You just make your choices. Clearly, if you make a choice to stay in a place that's dangerous for you, there is something for you there.
Yeah.
So everybody makes their own choices.
Yeah. What's with the Taylor Swift album?
Yes, jumping from war to Taylor Swift.
What's the wisdom you found in Taylor?
I had this really weird episode maybe a month ago when I got very depressed, and then I somehow ended up listening to Taylor Swift's new album, and then watching reaction videos on YouTube to the new Taylor Swift album until like 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Crying and experiencing just catharsis, and I would never expect it to be from a Taylor Swift album, because she's, it's kind of stigmatized listening to Taylor Swift, because it's like with people who present themselves as non-conformist. Yes. People who are presenting themselves as alternative and stuff like that. But it's the real
let's talk
shit.
about the Taylor Swift stigma.
Let's talk
that
about
is
the Taylor
affecting
Swift
so many.
stigma. I think it is important.
Yeah.
I can admit now, I'm 26 years old, and I fucking enjoyed the new Taylor Swift album. It's amazing music, and it's she's speaking about real stuff there.
What is? Let's go through. I don't have my phone. Can you bring a lyric of Taylor Swift on your phone?
I don't know where my phone is, I think. Yeah. I can't find it. I think I lost it. So, let's look for some lyrics.
Because I've been listening to a lot of, just in these days, Rage Against the Machine. All day long.
Same.
System of a Down and Rage are the only things that understand what's going on. What have I said? The Chris Cornell's Higher Truth album. It's a solo album of his. Until Anna comes up with Taylor Swift lyrics, I'll give you what I'm listening to. Kingdom Hearts soundtrack. If you go to Spotify, you need to listen. Trust me. You need to go to Kingdom Hearts Spotify playlist. It's the dopest shit ever. Just you don't need to have played the games, whatever. Just listen to the album.
So I listened to Taylor Swift massively. I realized that I sent it to everybody I knew and asked them to listen to it. And then I went to psychiatrist and got on antidepressants.
Because of Taylor.
Shout
out to Taylor.
Shout out to Taylor Swift.
Yeah, don't do therapy, do Taylor Swift.
Do therapy and Taylor Swift.
Do therapy on Taylor Swift. Do a line of Taylor. No, I have this thing where I get older, but just never wiser. Midnights become my afternoon. When my depression works the graveyard shift, all of the people I've ghosted stand there in the room.
This
like
is
ghosts,
dark.
like she ghosted them and they became ghosts.
Yes.
Like, okay,
this is
that's
dark.
some Kanye rhyme. I should not be left to my own devices. They come with prices and vices. I end up in crisis. I swear, God, she went to Google and she was like, "What rhymes?" Tale as old time. I wake up screaming from dreaming. One day I'll watch as you're leaving, 'cause you got tired of my scheming for the last time. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. At tea time, everybody agrees. I'll stare directly at the sun, but never in the mirror. It must be exhausting, always rooting for the anti-hero. I want to hear this to see how she rhymes mirror with anti-hero.
It's amazing.
Never
it's
in the
amazing.
mirror for the anti-hero.
Everybody go and listen to Anti-Hero song by
Anti-Hero
Taylor
is so
Swift.
good.
It's some real
Sometimes
shit.
I feel like everybody is a sexy baby and I'm a monster on the hill, too big to hang out, slowly lurching towards your favorite city. Kabul. Afghanistan, Kabul, no. Pierced through the heart but never killed. Did you hear my covert narcissism I disguise as altruism? Is this the part where you want to the therapist?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like some kind of congressman. Taylor all this time. I wake up. No offense to this. It's a comedy podcast. Right? I wake up screaming from dreaming. One day I'll watch as you're leaving, and my life will lose all its meaning for the last
Yeah,
time.
let's stop there. It's people just should listen to it. Don't spoiler the last part because it
Oh,
honestly doesn't make
oh
any
my God!
sense to
Cersei
you.
dies
Cersei dies.
in the last verse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Jon resurrects.
and Jesus also comes back.
Which season?
For now, he's gonna die. This is not that season yet. This is the Jesus pumpkin spice. No, now we're at the gingerbread Jesus death, which rhymes also. I'm sure Taylor could make them rhyme.
So yes, I think applaud to Taylor Swift for
Applaud to her.
self-awareness and for
Mashallah, Taylor.
she had to go through some shit she had to face some shit in herself in order to write such a thing, and I respect that. And
You know
yeah.
what other song? But this, I'm being legit, is Omar Rodriguez of Mars Volta. He did this cover of Ellie Goulding's song. You know which one?
No, I don't. I'm not familiar.
He showed the lights that of me turn to stone and shine. But it's so good. It's like low tempo, and it's so sad, and and then it's like, this is about depression.
Yeah,
Exchanges were made. It's like, this is about depression, and I listened to it and re-listen people to the Omar Rodriguez version, and I go like, oh, it's so cool, because I remember I was in I traveled to visit a friend in Helsinki when this song came out, and then I was everywhere, like in shopping mall, whatever, everywhere, airport. It was always like, show the nightstand, and so I had this PTSD. Oh, this is what the masses listen to, and I didn't. The same thing that happened to Taylor, but then I discovered her, and I was like, no, she's a.
Yeah, this thing about the masses, etc. I feel like it's becoming outdated. The thing about criticizing pop culture, criticizing pop singers.
It's not hip to be
whoever.
hip anymore.
Yeah, it's not hip to be hip anymore.
Like, it's outdated.
We should people I think would benefit from accepting what makes them feel feelings and just go for it. If a Taylor Swift song can motivate you to go to psychiatrist and continue your therapy, and realize that you're not the only one who realized that you're sometimes a shitty human being towards your peers, then why not? Why would you be ashamed of that?
Like today, I was working, and one of my colleagues, she's a kind person. I hope she won't ever find this, but she's a kind person. But she has a neurodivergency, ADHD. She fucks things up a lot. You know what I mean? And I think as a person with OCD, we're the polar opposites. Like, they don't respect love. And today I didn't lose it, but I wasn't my best self. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I know what you mean so well.
Why did you fuck everything up? Yeah, of course you did it, because it's only you who fucked things up. And I was just like, I still feel like I'm a garbage. And why? Why did I do that? Why did I let my fucking neural pathways or whatever I was feeling talk to someone like that? And then you gotta apologize. That phase when you fucked up and you gotta apologize, but it's difficult because you go like, oh, how many times? And every time, I'm not selling myself here, great, but every time it's like, you better yourself, but there's a lot of apology. And if you don't do it, you're an asshole, because everybody's got to do that. But a lot of apologies, and I'm just tired of it. Like, but I should, because no matter, like, even though I'm technically by my logic in the right, like, why you fuck so many things up all the time? But you can't do that, because you can't fucking talk to people like that. You should understand, and I want them to understand my, weirdnesses. And
Mm-hmm.
but then if I don't understand her, so yeah, this is what you were saying. And another thing is like when I was feeling kind of like suicidal-ish back in 2015, whatever, due to reasons, my life was ultra shitty at the time, and I just these problems I have, they just started to kind of become their full form because your frontal lobe of men develop around that age. So I was like 23, 24, where all the shit hits the fan at 24.
Yeah,
If you
true,
were born
true.
with any of these genetic disorders, and so I was like so lost, and I wanted to kill myself. And I remember I was so close to just jumping or whatever. I wasn't jumping down. You was like, fuck it, like whatever. I think it was about. This is some fucked up. It was around the time the Korean thing happened, the Korean boat tourists. So I was like, all right, so none of them survived. So this method works. So
Oh my
I'm
God.
sorry, but I was looking for a way that is 100% I will die, and that happened. And no, this was. Should I cut this out?
No.
Anyways, I wanted to jump, and this is really what happened in my head. So I was like, that works. I should go jump, whatever. And then I just went like, just start to watch Bourdain before I go.
Mm-hmm.
Then I did another episode and another episode, and I ended up just watching Bourdain for a week of my life and doing nothing else, not even going out, not even eating. Like, it was fucked up. By the end of it, I didn't want to kill myself anymore. I found a wisdom that was years of therapy just watching Parts Unknown. I watched from beginning to the end of Parts Unknown. At the time, it hadn't ended, so it was around the whatever season, I think, when he went to Iran. But and just his philosophy of like what life is, why we're here, what is like whatever, and going to all these different places from like, I don't know, from a cannibal village to all these different cultures, and really understanding what humanity and life is. And then one day I woke up years later and I read Anthony Bourdain committed suicide. Now imagine the mind fuck of
I
that.
remember the story.
Like the person that, and I know it's ridiculous to some people how much I'm attached to someone that I've never met. But it's through the work that, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I do.
most people you
I
meet
do.
don't give you that much that he gave us without even meeting, but of himself, of his experience. And not that he wasn't a chef. He could only do omelets. Like, that's not why he's famous. He's famous because he's a great journalist, a great human, an enthusiast, the way he looks at the world. And so it was always a. So yeah, you talked about Taylor. I talked too much, but yeah, these instances of like, it's also made me go on a really right path, and he just made that. I don't know why. Like to introduce, I don't know, Travel Channel told him let's do a show, sure. And I don't know if he ever knew, which I think he did, how many lives he changed, or how much we set each other on different paths by a song.
Wow, my story is not like this, but my story, I have two examples of similar shit. First one is that so I'm struggling with depression since I was 13, and yeah, I was diagnosed and all the stuff. So it was not easy. When the times were easy, relatively, for us, because we were teenagers and we didn't have any responsibility yet, I was not feeling good. Then the war came, and it became so bad. Like, I was suicidal. I have a joke about it, you know it. So I thought that everybody was suicidal at that moment because I had a lot of feelings I could not process, I could not recognize even. And about suicidal thoughts, so I learned that actually when your brain gives you this signal, it's about... so instead of saying, because you're bad with your emotions, instead of saying, I'm very afraid, you're thinking, I want to kill myself. Instead of thinking, I am sad, you're also saying, I want to kill myself. And stuff like that. Sorry.
So,
My lungs are
just
fucked after COVID, so
so me too. So just dissociate. So just we should do an episode about lungs. No,
Yeah.
just association of the feeling to your existence is what you want to
also, yeah.
cut your existence from ever existing, but you don't understand that your these are so this is what meditating with Sam Harris's app for years helped me understand, is how much I'm not anything. I'm a void that inhabits thoughts, emotions, and whatever, but they're not me, you know, like I'm a plate, which is consciousness. Anything can be in it. But we think we're one thing. Like, you know, we go like, I'm Ramin. I'm like this kind of guy who did this and had this past. Therefore, I'm a good guy or a bad guy because I made a mistake in my past or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And that will become that thing. But when you meditate, like one practice that helped me understand this a lot, which is so hard to understand, is when he went. So he went like, try to, where are you? Look for the looker, you know, look for the seer who sees. And you go like, well, it's here. Is it behind your eyes? Because you think you're behind your eyes most of the time. It's because you're looking. But then you close your eyes and you start dissociating with your optics and then feeling your toes. Then you become your toes, which Lord Laris likes from him. No, you become your toes, and then you become your knees, and then you go like, yeah, why am I not in my like fucking asshole? You know what I mean?
I
Why
am in my asshole
No, but
a lot,
You know what I mean?
actually.
Like, oh, you just feel like I'm here, right? But you're not here. What am I here? I'm just seeing from here. But then you go like, yeah, I'm nowhere. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, all of it. I'm all around my body, right? From my toes to my eyes to my head is me. There is no like behind the head
Yeah.
position. So you stop looking at yourself like a confined physical space, you know? And you become more expanded. Then you go like, so what is the difference between here and here? I go like, I feel here this way and I don't feel there that way. You don't feel your nails, so you're not your nails. And then you extend it to then, if you sense something here, then you're your foot, right? You also see that wall over there. And you sensing it with your eyes. So why aren't you the wall? Then you start to conclude anything and everything and all sensations that I see and experience, as far as I'm concerned, is me.
Yeah.
You know, not just the image in the mirror, not just, and that expands you, and then it helps you not be.
Yeah, this is some midnight gospel shit already.
I listen to Duncan Trussell's I think Duncan Trussell is the biggest. I mean, the first podcast I ever listened to was, I was 13 when I started to listen to Mark Maron's podcast with WTF, which
Oh, I
was
love
like,
Mark Maron's
yeah.
podcast.
But I think the podcast that inspired this podcast a lot is Duncan Trussell's Family Hour, which is what I wanted Portals to Terra be with. Like, you know, he has different segments and different like bits and stuff, but I stopped doing those because it was just frustrating. I just thought I just want to talk with people. But yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah.
I brought up a lot.
Yeah. So I just realized that when I was suicidal, you know, when the war started, it hit some bad places. But then something inspired me to actually go to therapy and deal with this shit, because I was like, okay, I could be the mess for all of these years, but now I cannot afford to be a mess, because I need to be in condition when I can take care of myself and I can take care of other people, because it's war. It's just dangerous to be there. So that's why it urged me to take care of my mental health. Thanks to post-traumatic growth, it's an incredible thing. And now, actually, also I have very confused feelings about saying this, but I feel in a better place mentally than I was before the war, because the thing that we spoke about in the beginning, that I can value things, I can experience things, and I can enjoy things. Another thing is it's a funny stuff, but so I dated this guy like once at some point, and we were starting to have a thing, but then I called it quits because I didn't want that. And at some point after like maybe 6 months after we didn't speak with this person, he called me and he said that, you know what, you made me feel so bad. You hurt me so much that I was in the lowest low. And then I had to go to therapy, and now I feel better than ever, and I have a girlfriend, and I have a happy relationship. And I was like, okay, should I say, you're welcome? Or
Do I
what?
need a toxic relationship? No, I swear to you, as someone who has dealt with toxic people, does not help.
Does not help.
That was a one. That wasn't a controlled study, is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anomalies
just
in the
an
research.
example of, okay, I don't know.
Yeah, so beautiful. So yeah, be like that to people.
be a shitty person to people so that they
It's
can
not
go to
necessary.
therapy and
I
feel
know if it's
better than
being
ever.
shitty people. I mean, it's I don't know. I like. I'm not proud. Have you ever? I'm not proud of this, but have you ever been like kind of uninterested about someone, but then a little bit also
Yeah.
alone in your life, and then you're like,
Yeah.
yeah. But is it a bad person? I don't know, because when it happens to you, you gotta understand. You gotta understand. That's how dating works. People like, but then why would I then have a guilt trip for like being too honest with someone?
No, guilt trip is not the thing. Not the
No,
way
you
to
have
go.
you have the right to communicate when it comes to dating and stuff. You have the right to communicate as honestly as you want, whatever the fuck there is.
Yeah.
And I think it's good actually. And if people can't handle it, they should grow a tough skin.
They should also go to therapy. Everybody should go to therapy. It should be a rule of thumb.
Like, why should? And this is the question to begin with. Also, why should one person that you're really into fuck up your life so much, or change your life?
Because you're codependent.
Exactly. So there you go. It's all internal. I meant like, I see a lot of myself. A lot of people go like, "Oh, we're all fucked up because of society." It's like society, tells you to be like this or look like that, or if you're too fat or too thin, you're not accepted. Society tells you to, like, if your body count isn't like this, you're not accepted. Whatever you're insecure about. But the thing is, society never told us. Did you ever receive a text message from society saying, "Hi, anyone with a body count below 10 is a loser"? This is the official constitution. No, it says people did their shit and we made insecurities in our head. So you just went around, you're like, "Yo, how many people have you had sex with?" "Oh, 50. How many people have you had sex with?" "Oh, 100. And then you went, "Oh, society." But they didn't do anything. You don't even know if those 100 people, maybe they didn't. It was shit. It was 95 fucking shitty sexual experiences. But then I'm talking about myself, because this podcast knows, if you go back to the episode Plur, I've talked about body count shit, of how insignificant this is. But everybody's got their shit. I've seen a lot of people with how fat I am, how this, and it always goes points a finger to, and it's true to some extent, but it's society. That's how it works. You can always find something to go, and I'm not saying you shouldn't. You shouldn't be active, or you shouldn't do social justice shit about it. You can do that. You can write articles about how, billboards that look like this are ruining whatever, or how it's toxic, that body count, whatever. But it's also your fucking. We should teach kids to just mind your own business when you grow up.
We should teach
Don't
children
develop
to
this.
fuck.
No, to fuck it all. Like, don't care about it. Like, just live your life, because like that in itself, you know what I mean? Like, we are insecure, and then we feel bad, or racial. Like, I've seen people, obviously recipients of racism. I had that fucking word. Recipients of racism. But then they can't shut up about everything being white people's fault. You know what I mean? Like, there's people that are white people, and oh yeah, of course white people. I'm like, it's the same thing. Like, can you take a little responsibility also for the fact that you're mentally ill? Not everybody. Now, I'm not saying racism doesn't exist. All these things doesn't exist. But I'm just saying, I've seen it a lot in my social circle that people just really need to switch their view because no one ever told, you know what I mean? Like you're walking past, something happens, and you trip and you think, oh, that must have been because this white person, whatever, and race. But it wasn't the case.
So society ruins you, but you never think that you also ruin society because you're a part of society.
Beautifully said. Now I'm gonna chew chips into the mic.
Me too. Wait. Enjoy.
Don't do that. The video can't be monetized anymore. Yeah, some weirdo is masturbating to this. I'm sure. No, but yeah, and it's like I hated the movie The Joker. Did you watch The Joker?
No.
You should watch it to see why I hated it. Because it's so fucking
can I just
bullshit.
hate it without watching
Yeah,
it?
it's like, have you seen The Joker?
Not yet, but I'd like to see it.
Can I not? I shouldn't spoil it.
You can.
So it's like Taxi Driver, basically. So it's like this guy who's like a incel guy. Oh, I can't have sex, and society doesn't loan, and my mom and
Women bad.
just fucking 90% of movie. Oh, fucking bad. And then in the end, he turns into the Joker,
You
and he
spoiled it for us.
sorry. I mean, it's sorry. I
I
asked.
mean, it's your podcast. So you
I'm sorry. It's too late. If you didn't watch it so far, you won't. But it's so garbage, this movie, because in the end, and then it glorifies whatever. And I'm like, what? First of all, that is the worst way to show mental illness. Is like, yeah, this guy fucked up. Society's fault. No way out, and that's why we have incels, and it's all our fault. You know, like, and I just don't like that. That I'm not saying this social. Again, I'm saying there's no accountability, and we're cheering people. Why aren't you cheering the person who was a fucking loser and didn't kill people? You know what I mean?
Oh.
Why are we making these mythical heroes out of but that kid who went to Eliot Garcia, who killed 16 hot people at his school because he thought he was unfuckable. Honestly, if I was gay, I would bang him first. Like, he was so hot, right? But they just didn't have him here. And then people are like, but he also had a mental and then the drug. Doesn't matter. Kanye goes on there, opens his garbage can, all sorts of bullshit and anti-Semitic shit, right? And then they go like, bipolar. So many bipolar people never said anything about fucking Jewish media. You know what I mean? But that's also what I'm trying to say about the ultra left West that is pissing me off is zero responsibility, which then in answer to that we get assholes like Jordan fucking Peterson
Oh my
who
god.
just blame everything, and I'm like, but just can two of you just be normal? Can we just
No. Everyone needs therapy. This is where we draw the line. Like, everybody needs therapy because I think also the thing that's happening with Russian society now is also due to lack of completely ignoring mental health and its impact on society. Because, you know, a lot of Russians, they were like, the ones I spoke to, the ones I had arguments with online, they were like, yeah, but you did this and you did this in your country. And I'm like, yeah, we do what the fuck we want in our country. Why is it suddenly your business what we do in our country?
yeah.
And those people clearly didn't have therapy and clearly didn't ever learn to respect other people's borders, other people, you know.
But this is like they don't some people don't understand the concept of individual freedom.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, like, let's say this, I had a Chinese classmate and we got into an argument, and she's not a bad person, you know. Obviously at the end of the argument I asked her, well, can I ask what your parents do? Yeah, high position, commerce, fucking whatever, at government. But
Cool.
you know, you go like, oh, I went to a immigration office and I saw people came from Taiwan and they just said Taiwan and they just accepted it as a country, and I was like, what the fuck? These Europeans. And I was like, I swear God, and I got into an arc again, like with my colleague. I feel like shit again. I got into an argument, but not feeling bad for this one, because I was like, why? What argument do you have? I was like, where are you from? Beijing, mainland China, whatever. what argument do you have? I hate even the name mainland China. What other land? What if a fucking British Empire is over, my friend? Like, we don't want another one. Like, and then it's like, he's like, no, back in the days where I remember we felt like we were all one family of China with Taiwan. And I was like, all you have is sentimental bullshit about back in the time. What they have is whether if their home, it should be their home or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to you, it's just sentimental bullshit.
Yeah.
And the same thing with fucking. Where do I want to talk about? There's one example I don't want to get into, but there's another one. No.
Oh my God.
Well, I'm not gonna. No, but it's like sentimental bullshit. Like Ukraine, the same thing. Ukraine. Like this guy, a lot of the people, when you ask them, they just give you from Russian side. They just give you sentimental bullshit to why Ukraine is Russia or whatever.
Yeah.
But they don't have any. I'm like, real referendum, not that bullshit. They don't want to do that. They never want to actually listen to the oppressed people. There's another one that I don't want to talk about. There's a couple. Let's stay out of Middle East. There's some of them in the Middle East, but and we are dealing with. But it's like all these minorities, that not even sometimes minorities, but you're just advancing underlands and bullshit. With Trump, you could see like he wanted to defend coal mine industry, which is a dead industry, right? Like it dies anyways. Like it dies because
They just said that the resources are not endless.
because it's not a good industry. So if you don't pull the plug now, in 10 years you'll pull the plug, and anyways these people are going to lose their jobs. So what a smart person should do is to basic minimum income. Everybody gets money, because these jobs are automated, so that money that we generate, we give it back to people just for being like, let's say, Americans. Now nobody's starving anymore. Now that you have that, then you start retraining. Let's take it that, but retraining people some way, to rehabilitate them for jobs that we would need in the new world. But Trump is doing Alexander Hamilton like protectionist policy for an industry, coal mine that is dying, and you ask him why. He literally Googled this. He says something like, well, I remember my dad when I was a child, he would show me the coal, and then they go like, this is real America.
Yeah, personal sentiments.
And your dad, I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry your dad wasn't around, but you're fucking up the planet because of just that sentimental, whatever. And I feel like
as well
that.
As many people.
Yeah, and a lot of it like Ukraine, Taiwan, and I'm always I don't care what side, I'm always in solidarity. I love all people and I hate most governments, and I mildly dislike the rest of the government. Like New Zealand, okay, I like. There's a movie about him. Do you know Saddam's son?
Saddam?
Saddam Hussein, like Kim Jong-un, they just become almost the same thing, just the vowel changes. Like Kim Jong-un, Kim Jong-in, now Kim Jong-ig. You can either change one vowel or a consonant.
It's like Targaryens.
Yeah, like if you want your name to go from Kim Jong-un to Richard Parker, it will take 5 generations, 10 generations. Each
It's like Daemon and Aemon Targaryens.
Yeah. Oh boy, before this, it's been years that all my hard drives and stuff have Targaryen names, and now people know what they mean, because my hard drive is called Aemon, and I connected it. I was like, I'm ahead of my time. I'm a futuristic person.
There is this thought I was thinking today about, this is the argument of a lot of people who don't appreciate therapy, who don't appreciate mental health talks, that caring about mental health is actually a sign of weakness. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about how ridiculous this is, because, it takes a lot of guts to face your demons, to see the situations where you are the asshole to other people, and I don't see any strength in swiping under the carpet and pretending you don't have any emotions, pretending you're fine. Where is strength and where is courage in that?
Yeah, like have any arguments from it. No, yeah, and some people are, but they don't know. Like, I mean, I didn't know. I'm still learning. Like, even to what is OCD, how it works. I want to actually do an episode on that, like just informative episode. But like it's just like there's so many intricacies of it that just you get good at dealing with having OCD. Like you get good at playing a strategic game or something, or doing a sport. It's like really technical. It's like you get good at fucking I don't know, like sound engineering or like Photoshop or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you get good. It's very technical, but nobody teaches it. Like, and psychology is like what 200 years old, 180 years old, and up until 50 years ago, the answer to everything was because you want to fuck your mom. And now, like for 50 years, we're just learning stuff. Oh, so this is the early stages of what it is. Imagine we're at the Hippocrates era of medicine. They just like, oh, there's bile and
We're at the Hippocrates level of medicine.
medicine. Really, like it was like bile and they had three things and whatever problem they bled you, and it worked sometimes. Most times it did. That's how Robin Hood died, by the way. He bled him so much, leeched him so much. We're at that point.
And just because they gave him the leeches of the rich people.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we're at that point. That was a very bad joke.
That was a very
such
bad
a
joke.
fucking bad joke. It was
It's the
funny. It was
worst
like the
joke ever.
Tommy Wiseau of jokes. It was like The Room. It was so. Yeah. But this episode got dark.
This was supposed to be dark. Let's just fucking embrace darkness.
I'm embracing it.
Andres, can you please not do that?
Not do what? What is he doing? Why? What is he doing?
Whatever. It's triggering my non-existent OCD.
Okay. Andres was building a bomb over there in the background. And obviously made her anxious. I think we ran out. We really... I think we talked about mental health too much in general.
In our life. So
we
it's
ran
not
out. No.
impossible.
Fuck. Yeah, we should have done this like fucking 3 months ago.
We should have.
When
we should
it
just
was
record
fresh.
our phone calls.
Yeah, at this point it's just like, yeah, mental health. Hey, yeah, I'm crazy, you're crazy. Good.
Yeah.
No,
so let's.
We
let's
agree.
start.
We agree.
Do we have anything?
Yeah, I do Reddit questions if you want to do that.
Let's do.
Let's bring it up. We give people advice. You know how in proper shows they send questions, fans? Well, we don't have fans. No, we do. We have aliens and 60 people from India who watch. We have so many random people from Bangladesh and India. I'm opening for someone now from Bangladesh. Shout out to Malina Herrera.
I don't have.
Pereira,
I
which
cannot.
sounds-
It doesn't let me in.
Doesn't let you in where? Oh, because you're not 18 yet.
Oh fuck.
Andres is here. Andres has
Andres,
a pro.
do you have a Reddit app?
Yes. No, she has the main deal. No, that's good too. If you can just...
No, it's much better if you.
Does anybody have? I'm a 9gag person, to be honest. I'm a 9gag person. I'm still
That's
in that
dead.
phase.
But there's a subreddit. Let's go /
Reddit is too Gen Z for me.
advice. Let's just go advice. It's such a good phone. What is it? Google Pixel?
It's iPhone.
Oh, okay.
It's not an ad. We're not getting paid by Apple.
Capital.
Not yet.
/ advice. Is it / white people Twitter?
White people
There is a
Twitter.
white people Twitter. Let's go check out white people Twitter. It's a Elon Musk tweet. What is white people Twitter?
About colonialism.
Uh,
About about getting spices from India.
Why did Elon bother with a poll? The shooter is non-binary. Former Surgeon General under Trump, Jerome Adams, describes what he calls Trump effect.
Is this?
It's very boring.
It's very boring.
It's exactly what I explained.
Andres, do you have
What
any
is
questions?
this? Let's go to brown people Twitter. Is there a brown? Let's go to brown. I hope there is a. Yes, Andres, do you have any questions? No, no. We
Are people with vitiligo white or brown?
people. I wrote brown people. I think
You
it's
should
the
cut
same
this
people. It's honestly the same people.
Okay.
The unibrow people.
Unibrow people.
Brown
That's my
people gifts. No, let's do advice like normal. Wait, advice for teens. Yeah,
Advice for teens.
let's see.
I would be happy to get involved in mental health problems for teens because when you're a teen, you know, people say to you that you are like this just because of hormones and because adolescence and puberty and shit. But then it ends, but your problems don't end, and you don't know what to do with that.
Yeah, but I think you should start earlier. I think by that time
Yeah.
already there. Fucked. Irreversibly. No, I have some bad trauma and mental health, but my mom refuses. So get me a therapist. I can't live like this anymore. What can I do? I'm a 13-year-old girl and I've been neglected for most of my life. My mom's mom neglected me since I was 6 and I was severely bullied from 4th to 6th grade. The neglect went as far as me having to handle boiling water and hot oil just to make some pasta at 6.7 years old without the help or supervision and the bullying. You can imagine. I'm going to skip a paragraph. The only reason because of all of this, I'm scared of boys with specific similarities to my bullies. I have a pretty low self-esteem. I become non-confrontational. I'm worried sick about my future. I don't trust my parents. They're divorced and I currently have no contact with my father. And I never was able to succeed educationally. A few months ago, I got courage and asked my mom if I could see a therapist. She knows everything that happened with her mom and how I was bullied. She knows that I had suicidal thoughts after asking. She started pressing me, asking why, yelling at me, saying that I could trust her. She blew up at me saying that she was here and that she didn't want to spend money just for me to talk to someone. I just got away from her and went to my room quietly. I've got more sad and nervous about my school and my future. I really want to see a therapist to get everything off my chest. What can I do?
Well, she sounds like she's really educated in the topic, like the wording she used,
Exactly.
and all the terms and stuff. She sounds like I honestly don't really worry for her, but what can a person in this situation do? Like, you need money for therapy, obviously. Isn't it like free therapy in schools, shit like that? What schools
I don't
are
think
for?
so.
Yeah.
I think, but the thing is that exactly I was thinking at 13, I didn't even know how trauma and therapy
Yeah,
and any of
I
that
thought
works.
that I was the happiest person ever.
Yeah, so you're on a good track. Like if you know that now, you will become independent sooner and find your way out. Just know that you're right, which she already knows, right? You know, she knows she's
she knows
right.
everything. The Gen Z is so amazing. They're like, I think they're the the generation that's educated the most in mental health and in psychology, and they make me so proud.
Yeah.
I've been around a lot of kids these days, and
You do it so you don't get it on camera. Andres, we need your face.
yeah. So I've been around a lot of Gen Z people lately, and they make me so amazed and so filled with hope. It's a shame that they will die because of the global warming and shit, but that they could be the best of us.
Or they go to Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's true. I mean, I got a lot to say about this, but Gen Z people, they do great stuff in fictional. In Star Wars,
Shout out to Gen Z people.
in Star Wars, Gen Z people did a lot. So, anyways, in the second Star Wars, my dream girl. I met this girl in my school that is exactly what I want in a girl. A relationship. If you're in school, you have no idea what you want in anything.
Yep.
Just let me let you know. A relationship is complicated. I've gone on a couple of coffee and park trips with her and some other girls after class. I'm glad to know my dating status of date life is the same as a kid in school. Coffee dates and complicated shit.
Perfect.
I relate to this kid. not once one-on-one. Okay, no. That's not a... There is sure interest from both sides. You're not sure. You are not sure yet. You're tripping, my friend. When the winter breaks, you know when you're
When
sure
the winter
somebody...
is coming,
You know when you're sure somebody likes you? When they like...
when you don't have to guess.
Yeah. When they're sitting on you. That's when they like you. Before that, don't take anything for granted.
Yeah, if you have any doubt, then they don't like you.
They don't like you. She kissed you, still doesn't mean she likes you. Could be she's drunk, could be anything.
She asked you to date her, she's just being friendly.
She might be making somebody else jealous by doing that, and you're being props in some triangle. You really don't know. There is sure. I just told everyone that I'm hurt. When the winter break ended and we went back, I noticed her acting different. I immediately knew this was because we hadn't seen each other for a month or had any contact in that. She was acting flirtier, but she write it like flyer-tier. He doesn't know how to fucking spell flirt. Bruh, learn to spell flirt, then go after pussy. What the fuck? How old are these kids? I was playing Kingdom Hearts till I was 15. What are you talking about? This kid should be like 10. I immediately knew this was because we didn't know each other. Yeah, flirtier. I thought, okay, so we're finally going on a date, and I can leave these shallow girls behind.
Shallow girls.
Oh my god, this kid be arrogant as fuck. We were being flirty, this time spelled correctly, for 2 days in a row. We finishes class. Instead of we finished classes, he wrote we finishes class. I think what kind of spelling?
The Finnish class, it's some Rebecca stuff. Finnish class.
No, finishes class and headed to the center of the city. It was a rainy and gloomy day. She had an umbrella.
Day?
An umbrella. I didn't. She invited me under her umbrella because when the sunshine will shine together. Told you I'll be here forever and I'll always be your friend. And
under an umbrella.
Ella, yeah, under her umbrella, and our bodies were squeezed together.
Oh my god!
But that's the
stop
only way.
Squeezing your body towards
only
people.
way. It's like the same. If I share an umbrella with fucking Tausif, be the same situation. She invited me under her umbrella. Our bodies were squeezed together. In my mind, since we started walking, I had one single thought: if I should grab the umbrella and run away, JK.
You
This
should
kid
have.
should do comedy.
You should have.
No, that was a joke. This kid, no, he wrote it. This was funny. Yeah, he wrote if I should grab the umbrella and run away, JK. So my thought was to take the umbrella and put my hand around her. That was funny. This kid, dude, you're killing it.
He's going places.
I was fucking right now with that slick joke.
It's. I think he's under 18.
To sign up for an open mic. She invited me. So I should grab the take the umbrella and put my hand around her. I was hesitant and scared. As we kept going, I was thinking and not living in the moment. At one point, she even told me, "Take the umbrella, my hand is sore." This was the moment, right? No, I didn't do shit. I didn't do shit. We went in the cafe and it was awkward. She for sure wanted to make a move. In my head, I didn't want to ruin flirty vibe we had made. Since then, it has been pretty much cold, except occasional flirting. Since she likes poetry so much, I was thinking of writing a poem for her. Okay, dude, just grow up. It'll be fine. Just in time, it'll be fine. Just grow up. It'll be fine. And what advice do you have for this?
I don't have advice. I think this kid is going places. I just want advice, don't squeeze your body to other people.
I think that now you have these problems, which I also had, but then you grow up and there's something called alcohol. And you drink it and you don't have any of these problems anymore. Like when the umbrella situation happens, and you know how you went like, should I put my hand around her or not? When you're on alcohol, you just fucking do it.
When you're an alcohol,
So it helps a lot.
Just become a drunk
Drink
and
a
an
lot
abuser.
every day, because you don't want to miss out a day.
You don't want to miss. It's
because
like
it could be,
antidepressants.
it could be the love of your life is gonna happen on a Wednesday morning, and you're not gonna be drunk for that, so you're not gonna be able to do the umbrella thing. I'm still, to this day, to age 28, I'm the same. I'm like sober on this date. I don't do anything. One Somersby, is it Somersbury?
Somersby.
Somersby. I do one of those. Fuck umbrella, man.
Very successful
I'll
in
get
sex.
naked under the umbrella, let alone just whatever. Just, you don't give a fuck. I'm not saying it's appropriate to drink more. If it doesn't work, just alcohol, you can mix other stuff.
You can try drugs.
But only with alcohol. Don't do it alone. Because you're not an addict.
You're not. Yeah.
No, you
you're
don't do it like, don't do
When
fucking
it's socially
what addicts.
accepted, all
Yeah.
drugs are fine.
With alcohol. Like a real Christian.
Like a real Christian.
That's, yeah. Sorry. We should wrap it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Anna, you do you have anything to say to the people, to the Terrarians? So I shouldn't edit any of those out, or
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. We are a podcast. Again, I want to emphasize that we love people. I know she does as well. Like, we love people, and people are people, which depend. No, she doesn't. I'll cut this. So listen. Podcast comes with love and peace.
I don't have anything to add.
Okay, a podcast on my end comes from love and peace. Nothing but love. I wanted to create, as people who I've been through racism, we've been through shit, mental health issues, fucking war, whatever. It is a place where we joke about those. We don't have those boundaries. We joke with no boundaries, and we feel better about it. In no way this is a political statement. We're not the kind of podcast like, like Ben Shapiro. We're not we're just comedy people, right? We're doing jokes in a country where nobody cares about what we're doing here in our English comedy scene.
Yeah.
So, love and peace, and that's the whole point of doing this, is trying to, why I call this Portals to Terra 2. These are portals for the aliens to look at Terra, but I'm not really making it I made it so maybe people can, because I've learned a lot by just being in different places and different situations and different conversations. So I just wanted to replicate those casual conversations. Yeah, anything else?
No, thank you
Then
for
sign
having
it
me.
off. Then sign it off. Now you know how to sign it off.
I don't.
Do you remember? You don't remember?
No.
Did-
Yeah. Prepare to get your minds fucked or what?
Something like that. This has been Portals to Terra.
This has been Portals to Terra.
Wait. No. I say it first, but then you say it with emotions. This has been Portals to Terra. Give like epic. This
Prepare your minds to get fucked.
Okay. Once, just look and say, this has been Portals to Terra. Prepare your brains to get fucked.
Prepare your brains to
No,
get.
the whole
This
thing.
has been Portals to Terra. Prepare your. This has been Portals to Terra. Prepare your brains to get fucked.